All right, shalawam. First off, I want to say all praises to Yahawa Yahwashi. Uh, Double honors to the apostles of GMS, and shalom to the elect, pushing the word in sincerity and in truth. Now, this show is GMS precepts. Um, Now, if you if you put on the news, um, or if you pick up the newspaper, let me pull up the pictures I have. You're gonna see what's all over the news now is this situation that's going on in Ferguson. Okay, you're gonna see the situation that's happening in Ferguson, right, with the police shootings. Okay, and with the police shootings from of Mike Brown and the latest one was a young kid out there in Ohio. You've got Ezel Ford out there in L.A. You've got Eric Gardner in Staten Island, Travis Martin, and so on and so on. You know, but I mean that's all part of the scriptures. Okay, anybody in the know or the elect know that that's all part of prophecy, and especially pursuant to Zephaniah 11:5. So I don't see why everybody's, it shouldn't be a surprise that no cop is going to get indicted on charges of our people. But that's another show. But I want to touch on this slogan that they're pushing out there: Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, right? You get this simple nigga laying down, you know. Their whole thing is Black Lives Matter, okay? And before I make the point, I want to bring out this point. Now it's said that local police, they're involved in 400 shootings per year. It averages out to, if you read this first paragraph, it averages out to 2 times a week in the United States. A white officer killed a black person during a 7-year period ending in 2012. So on average, two two black people are killed by a white police officer in a 7-year period ending in 2012. So yeah, that's a lot of people that get shot, shot down and killed by police over here in America. Okay, but their whole slogan is, Black Lives Matter. Okay, but what about, as I pull up this article, what about, as you can read the title, you can see where I'm going with it. What about the black lives of aborted babies from Hispanic and black babies from our people? As you can see the title, it says 78% of abortions in New York City were black and Hispanic babies. Okay? So why does it matter when a cop shoots our people down, but when you got these nigger women and these Spanish nigger women, as you can see this other article, it says, pretty much the same thing. Why is it when these black women and these Spanish speaking nigger women run to the clinic and get an abortion, the Black Lives don't matter then? Okay? Now, this is just in New York City. Okay? And mind you, New York City is far ahead. New York City is pretty much considered the abortion capital of the country, maybe even the world, because New York City alone, not including New York State, it far exceeds any other state in a country as far as abortions. Okay, now I'm just gonna read this first total right here. Now it says right here, 78% of abortions in New York City were of black and Hispanic babies. Okay, from the year, this is a stat from the year 2012. So as you can see here, it says right here the total. Yeah, the total was 76,251 abortions in New York City. 9,000, a little bit over 9,000 were white babies. But now let's look at the good old black woman. 35,000 babies were black, or 46%. That's nearly half. 35,000 or 46% were from black women, from the good old black woman. and 23,000 were from the good old nigger black woman, or 31%. Okay, and you got the black unconsciousness movement. You know what? They're kind of right in a way, because they say what the black woman is God, right? In a way, they're kind of right, because the black woman is the god of abortions. Okay, nobody can touch her as far as abortion. All right, that's disgusting. So Black Lives Matter. Black lives don't really matter when a black woman runs to the clinic and gets an abortion, but Black Lives Matter when a cop shoots down our people, which I don't condone that anyway. But I'm with the understanding that this is all part of prophecy. Okay, so I don't see. I mean, anybody the elect know, Lord willing, I'm part of that number. We know that it wasn't a shock to hear that there was no indictment against the police officers that killed Eric Garner, that killed this nigga, what's his nigga name? Mike Brown. This isn't a shock, okay? And any other killing that's gonna happen in the future, no cop is gonna get indicted on it, man. All right. Now I'm gonna read this scripture right here, backing this statement up as far as these black women doing this, because that's murder. There's no way around it. That's straight up murder, and it's pursuant to these scriptures, man. In Deuteronomy 20:56, it says, "The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for her delicate and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward her husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which shall bear her." So all this is part of prophecy from Deuteronomy 15 all the way down to 68. That's all part of the curses that shall befall our people. Which, you see, all these things that happen, that just gives validity or more validity to the scriptures. So how can the so-called white man that's over there in our land call themselves the Jews when they don't fit these prophecies, man? They don't fit these prophecies. They're not the ones. It said only, it said 12% of that 76,000 were white people. Okay? That's our people, man. That fits the prophecies. Okay, and it also tells you in Amos 7:17 that thy woman shall be harlot in the city, and thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword. That sword could be a cop called Darren Wilson shooting down this nigga. Where'd he go? Shooting down this nigga right here, Mike Brown. Or it could be the good old black woman, the god of abortions, or the Latino woman. Okay. So I just find it funny how it says, this whole slogan of Black Lives Matter, but it doesn't matter if the black or Latino woman goes to the clinic to New York City and murders our children, So I just wanted to bring that point out. Okay. All right. So that's that. Lord willing, I'll see you on the next show. Shalawam.